Thoughts shape destiny. You are what you think. Have you ever felt trapped in negative thoughts? Have you ever stopped and asked yourself, why is my life like this? Or have you ever looked at someone and thought, they are so lucky. I wish I had what they have. Have you ever wondered if your own mindset is the very thing blocking your success? It is not luck, nor fate, but your thoughts that are shaping the life you are experiencing. What you think does not just reflect who you are, it defines the reality around you. So, the most important question is not, what do you have, but, how do you think? Stay until the end of this video, because somewhere in what is about to be shared, you may find yourself and discover the answer you've been searching for all along. Each part of this discussion is carefully crafted to help you understand how your thoughts shape your life. Don't rush through it, because the deeper you go, the more you will uncover things that may completely change the way you see yourself and your future. Are you ready to unlock the true power of your mind? If so, stay with me until the very end, because what you are about to hear may completely transform how you perceive yourself and the world. Let's embark on this journey to uncover the true nature of thought, so that you may not only understand yourself but also learn how to take control of your destiny. 1. Thoughts, the root of everything in life. Did you know that the average person has between 30,000 to 50,000 thoughts per day? And in times of stress, this number can surge to 80,000? This means that every second, dozens of thoughts race through your mind. And the crucial part is, most of them occur unconsciously. You are not actively controlling them, yet they silently dictate the course of your life. Thoughts are like a river, constantly flowing. If you let them drift aimlessly, influenced by external forces, they may carry you toward fears, biases, and negativity. But if you learn to steer the current, you can direct it anywhere you want. Have you ever noticed that when you focus on something intensely, it starts appearing everywhere? For instance, when you think about buying a new car, suddenly, you see that specific model all over the streets. This is not a coincidence. It happens because your mind has been attuned to it. Similarly, if you constantly dwell on failure, poverty, or misery, you will unconsciously attract those very things into your life. But what generates these thoughts? We often believe that our thoughts originate entirely from within. Yet in reality, most of them are shaped by our surroundings, from past experiences to cultural values and even the words others speak to us. Someone raised in an environment of negativity will naturally perceive the world through a pessimistic lens, whereas an individual trained with a strong mindset will be able to find opportunities even in adversity. Your thoughts not only reflect your inner world but also determine how you respond to the external one. If your day begins with, "Today is going to be terrible," chances are you will only notice the unpleasant aspects of the day. Conversely, if you wake up with, "Today is full of opportunities," you will find moments of positivity even in challenging situations. This leads to a fundamental question: are you controlling your thoughts? Or are your thoughts controlling you? Thoughts are not just reactions, they are tools through which we shape reality. Two individuals can face the same situation yet interpret it in completely different ways. Take, for example, someone who loses their job. A person with a negative mindset might view it as a catastrophe, sinking into despair. Meanwhile, someone with a positive mindset may see it as an opportunity to develop new skills, explore a different career, or even start their own business. What sets them apart? Mindset. How can you take control and shape your mindset for success? 1. Recognize unconscious thoughts. Observe your own thinking patterns and journal your thoughts throughout the day to identify recurring mental habits. 2. Shift your perspective. Instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" try asking, "What can I learn from this?" 3. Practice mindfulness. Take time to observe your thoughts without judgment. This helps you recognize negative thinking patterns and replace them with more constructive thoughts. Looking back, can you recall times in your life where the way you thought about a situation directly influenced its outcome? If you believe you can succeed, your chances of success significantly increase compared to when you convince yourself that you cannot. This is not just wishful thinking, it is a scientifically proven reality. Now, try this simple exercise. Think of something you want to achieve in the future. Visualize it in vivid detail and feel the joy of accomplishing it. Let your mind focus on that image daily. Soon, You will notice changes in your actions and even in the way the world responds to you. You may not control everything in life, but you can always control how you think about it, and that is the key to changing your destiny. 2. Positive thinking is not blind optimism. Many people mistakenly equate positive thinking with blind optimism. They believe that simply thinking positively will automatically make everything turn out well, without effort or facing reality. However, this is a misconception because positive thinking does not mean ignoring difficulties or denying the harsh truths of life. It is not about deluding yourself into believing that everything is perfect. Even in the face of failure or adversity, true positive thinking is a strategy, one that helps individuals focus on solutions rather than getting caught in a downward spiral of negativity and complaints. It is the ability to objectively assess a situation and find something beneficial even in the most challenging circumstances. Instead of blaming fate, a person with a positive mindset asks, "What can I learn from this? How can I turn this difficulty into an opportunity?" This fundamental difference in mindset is what separates those who succeed from those who fail. Consider a real-life example. Two individuals lose their jobs. One falls into despair, believing that their life is over and that no opportunities remain. The other sees it as a chance to develop new skills, explore different industries, or even start a business. Same situation, completely different outcomes. The paradox of modern society is that many people blindly believe in motivational slogans like, "Just believe, and you will succeed," but fail to take meaningful action. They think that as long as they stay optimistic, good fortune will find them. But reality doesn't work that way. Positive thinking is not magic. It is a disciplined and practical mindset that demands proactivity, persistence, and the courage to face reality, no matter how difficult it may be. Instead of misunderstanding positive thinking, apply it practically. Look at problems objectively. Focus on solutions rather than dwelling on negativity. Cultivate patience and continuously learn from failures. That is the true power of positive thinking. For instance, imagine a salesperson who just lost a major contract. A person with a negative mindset will immediately think, "I am not good enough. I can never succeed. This failure proves I am not meant for this job." As a result, they lose motivation, avoid new challenges, and gradually trap themselves in a cycle of fear and self-doubt. Conversely, a person with a positive mindset will approach the situation differently. They will ask, "What can I learn from this? Did I make any mistakes in the negotiation process that I can correct? Which skills do I need to improve to become more persuasive?" Rather than letting failure crush them, they view it as a valuable lesson, adjust their strategy, and continue pursuing new opportunities. This difference in thinking is what determines who will keep progressing and who will remain stagnant. Failure is not the end, it is an essential step toward success. Those with a strong mindset don't run from difficulties, they use them as stepping stones to grow stronger and wiser. Now, ask yourself, when faced with challenges, do you stop and let fear take over? Or do you transform them into motivation? Do you see failure as a dead end or as a new chapter in your journey of learning? Every difficulty holds a lesson within it, and the way you respond will determine whether you rise stronger or remain trapped in frustration and helplessness. Remember, in the same situation, some people are defeated, while others move forward with renewed resilience. The difference lies entirely in mindset. Positive thinking is not an illusion, it is a strategy. It trains you to seek solutions instead of dwelling on problems. When you practice this mindset consciously, not only will you change how you perceive life, but you will also transform your entire reality. 3. Thinking shapes action. Action shapes destiny. You can have a positive mindset and a grand vision for life. But if everything stops at thoughts alone, it is still not enough. The essence of thinking is not just about forming ideas but about how we transform them into action. The difference between successful people and those who remain stuck is not just their mindset, it is their ability to turn thoughts into concrete action. 1. Thinking without action, the biggest mistake of ambitious people. A common paradox in modern society is that many people have great ideas, yet they still fail or never achieve their goals. This happens because they stop at thinking and never take action. Think about it. How many people want to change jobs, start a business, or learn a new skill but never actually begin? They tell themselves, I will do it when I have time. I will start when the conditions are perfect. Or even worse, I will wait until I feel completely ready. But the truth is, there is no perfect moment to start. Those who keep waiting for perfection will remain stuck forever. Look at successful entrepreneurs, great scientists, or anyone who has achieved remarkable success. They all share one thing in common. They did not wait for the perfect moment. They started with whatever they had at that time. They understood that action creates results, not just thoughts. 2. Small actions create big results. Another common mistake is believing that big changes require big actions. In reality, successful people understand that small, consistent actions can lead to massive results over time. Imagine you want to learn a new language. If you only learn 10 new words per day, by the end of the year, you will have 3.650 words, enough to communicate effectively. But if you keep waiting for the right time to start learning seriously, you may never begin. Positive thinking is not just believing things will be great, it is knowing how to turn thoughts into action. Step by step, no matter how small, consistent action leads to significant change. 3. Flexible thinking, the ability to adapt and adjust. A critical issue is that many people have a fixed mindset. They create a plan. But when things don't go as expected, they become frustrated and quit. This is one of the biggest reasons people fail to turn their thoughts into actions. Truly successful individuals possess a flexible mindset. They understand that the path to success is not a straight line, it is a series of continuous adjustments. When one plan fails, they don't give up, they adjust their course. For example, Thomas Edison, the inventor of the light bulb, experimented thousands of times before discovering the perfect formula. If he had a fixed mindset and gave up after a few failures, the world today might not have artificial light as we know it. 4. Emotional intelligence, the key to sustained action. One reason many people fail to maintain long-term action is their inability to control their emotions. They act based on temporary motivation, but when challenges arise, they become discouraged and give up. Successful people not only have a positive mindset, but they also have strong emotional intelligence. They understand that emotions are temporary, but commitment is long-term. They don't let negative emotions stop them from taking action. For example, a professional athlete cannot train only when they feel motivated. They must train every day, even when they feel tired or unmotivated. Discipline and emotional control are what allow them to reach the peak of their field. Conclusion: right mindset, right action, life will change. Positive thinking is not an illusion, it is a powerful tool when used correctly. But thinking alone is not enough. You must take action, and not just big actions, but small, consistent efforts, with the ability to adapt and adjust when necessary, and the emotional intelligence to persist through challenges. Now, ask yourself, are you turning your thoughts into action, or are you just thinking about it? If you want to change your life, don't wait for one day, start today. Because your destiny is not determined by what you think, it is shaped by what you do. Imagine a salesperson who just lost a major contract. A person with a negative mindset will immediately think, I am not good enough. I can never succeed. This failure proves I am not meant for this job. As a result, they lose motivation, avoid new challenges, and gradually trap themselves in a cycle of fear and self-doubt. Conversely, a person with a positive mindset will approach the situation differently. They will ask, what can I learn from this? Did I make any mistakes in the negotiation process that I can correct? Which skills do I need to improve to become more persuasive? Rather than letting failure crush them, they view it as a valuable lesson, adjust their strategy, and continue pursuing new opportunities. This difference in thinking is what determines who will keep progressing and who will remain stagnant. Failure is not the end, it is an essential step toward success. Those with a strong mindset don't run from difficulties, they use them as stepping stones to grow stronger and wiser. Now, ask yourself, when faced with challenges, do you stop and let fear take over? Or do you transform them into motivation? Do you see failure as a dead end or as a new chapter in your journey of learning? Every difficulty holds a lesson within it, and the way you respond will determine whether you rise stronger or remain trapped in frustration and helplessness. Remember, in the same situation, some people are defeated, while others move forward with renewed resilience. The difference lies entirely in mindset. Positive thinking is not an illusion, it is a strategy. It trains you to seek solutions instead of dwelling on problems. When you practice this mindset consciously, not only will you change how you perceive life, but you will also transform your entire reality. 4. The power of environment, how thinking is shaped and influenced. If thinking is the core element that shapes destiny, then environment is the most powerful force that influences the formation and development of that thinking. No matter how strong-willed you are, if you are constantly surrounded by negative thoughts, false beliefs, and distorted values, your thinking will eventually be affected. 1. Your environment, a mirror that reflects your mindset. Have you ever wondered why some highly intelligent people remain trapped in cycles of failure? Or why some people rise from poverty while others stay stuck? The answer lies in the mental environment they are immersed in. The people you spend time with, the books you read, and the conversations you engage in, all of these subtly shape your thinking in ways you may not even realize. Take a close look at successful individuals. They never allow themselves to be surrounded by pessimistic, stagnant, or negative people. Instead, they actively seek environments that push them to grow, where others around them also have strong, positive, and success-oriented mindsets. There is a famous saying, "You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with." If you surround yourself with complainers, critics, and fearful individuals, no matter how much you want to grow, you will eventually be pulled down. Conversely, if you are in an environment where people constantly seek self-improvement, think positively, and take responsibility for their lives, you will naturally absorb that mindset. 2. Media and social networks, the invisible manipulator of thinking. We live in an era where information is available instantly. However, paradoxically, instead of making people more knowledgeable, media and social networks are gradually manipulating our thinking. Ask yourself, what kind of content are you consuming daily? Do you spend hours reading negative news, sensational stories about failures, crises, and disasters? If so, you are unconsciously allowing this information to program your mind negatively. On the other hand, successful people approach information differently. They carefully filter what they consume. They only engage with content that helps them grow, expand their perspective, and inspire them. They read books, listen to valuable podcasts, follow mentors and experts, and avoid unnecessary negative information. Ask yourself, if everything I consume daily influences my mindset, am I making the right choices about what I allow into my mind? 3. Family and education, the foundation of all thought patterns. A person's thinking is not formed randomly, it is deeply influenced by family and education. Children who grow up in environments where parents encourage challenges, they are taught critical thinking. They take responsibility for their actions. They are not afraid of failure, are more likely to develop strong, resilient thinking. Conversely, children raised in fear-based environments, where they are told not to dream big, to settle for mediocrity, or that life is unfair and cannot be changed, carry these limiting beliefs into adulthood. Often without realizing it, this explains why some people overcome adversity more easily than others. It is not because they are inherently more talented, it is because from the start, they were exposed to an open-minded environment that allowed them to believe in their potential. However, even if you were not fortunate enough to grow up with a strong mental foundation, it does not mean you cannot change. By proactively creating a new environment, connecting with people who have strong mindsets, seeking the right sources of knowledge, and reprogramming your thoughts, you can completely reshape your thinking. 4. Mastering your environment, actively creating a positive thinking space. If environment strongly influences thinking, then the most important skill you can develop is learning to control your environment instead of letting it control you. Choose your companions wisely. Spend more time with people who have a growth mindset, are ambitious, and constantly improve themselves. Filter the information you consume, limit exposure to unnecessary negativity, and instead, focus on content that expands your knowledge and mindset. Create a personal mental space. Even your physical surroundings influence your thinking. Set up a dedicated workspace, a reading area, or a meditation zone to nurture your mind. Remember, you cannot fully control the external world, but you can always control how you respond to it. Conclusion: environment doesn't define you, but it shapes you. No one is completely free from environmental influence. But what matters is that you can actively choose the right environment to cultivate the best mindset for growth. Surround yourself with positive influences. Change the way you consume information. Create an environment that supports your development. Your thinking is not fixed, it is the result of the environment you nurture every day. So choose your environment wisely. 5. Self-mastery in thinking. The ultimate wisdom to control your life. The development of thinking does not stop at positive thinking or creating the right environment. It extends to self-mastery in thinking, a state in which you can fully control your thoughts, emotions, and reactions in any situation. If positive thinking helps you see things optimistically, if action turns thoughts into reality, then self-mastery in thinking is the key to remaining unshaken by external circumstances, unmanipulated by emotions, and maintaining clarity for long-term success. 1. What is self-mastery in thinking? Self-mastery in thinking is the ability to be self-aware, self-regulate, and self-direct one's thoughts without being influenced by external factors. It is independent thinking, allowing you to make decisions based on reason rather than being driven by emotions or societal pressure. People with self-mastery in thinking do not easily waver under public opinion, do not succumb to social pressure, and stand firm in their beliefs. They do not react impulsively to negativity. Instead, they analyze, evaluate, and respond deliberately. However, self-mastery in thinking does not mean stubbornness or arrogance. On the contrary, it involves mental flexibility, the ability to absorb information selectively, analyze critically, and make rational decisions without emotional interference. 2. How to develop self-mastery in thinking. A. Observe your thoughts and emotions. Self-mastery begins with self-observation. Every day, our minds are flooded with thousands of thoughts, yet most are automatic reactions without conscious intent. Take a pause and ask yourself, are these thoughts truly mine, or have they been influenced by others? Am I reacting out of momentary emotion, or am I thinking consciously? What would happen if I chose to think differently? When you become aware of your thought patterns, you take a major step toward mastering them. B. Learn to control your reactions. People who lack self-mastery often react impulsively to negative situations. When criticized, they feel hurt or angry immediately. When facing failure, they quickly fall into despair and self-doubt. Conversely, those with self-mastery know how to regulate their responses. They understand that emotions are temporary, but how they react determines long-term outcomes. Before reacting, they pause, evaluate the situation, and only respond when they are certain it is the right choice. C. Develop critical thinking through questioning. A key part of self-mastery is critical thinking. When encountering information, advice, or opinions, do not blindly accept them. Instead, ask yourself, is this really true? What evidence supports this idea? If I believe this, how will it impact my life? When you develop the habit of questioning, you break free from rigid thinking patterns and become more proactive in shaping your mindset. D. Do not let others control your thinking. Society imposes thinking patterns that many follow unconsciously. For example, many people believe stability is the best option. Success means having a lot of money. Happiness must include marriage and children. But are these really true for everyone? People with self-mastery in thinking do not blindly accept societal values. Instead, they ask themselves what truly matters to them and live according to their own beliefs rather than chasing external expectations. E. Cultivate patience and persistence. Self-mastery in thinking is not developed overnight. It requires continuous practice, especially in challenging situations. Whenever you feel the urge to react immediately, pause. Whenever you feel impatient, remind yourself that persistence is power. Conclusion. Master your thinking. Master your life. If you want to control your destiny, you must first master your thinking. If you want to master your thinking, you must develop self-mastery. Only when you control your thoughts, emotions, and reactions can you truly shape your life on your terms. Self-mastery in thinking is not an unreachable ideal, nor is it reserved for a special few. It is a skill that can be cultivated, and anyone can develop it, as long as they are willing to change. So, start today. Think consciously. Act with purpose. Live a life that you truly control. 6. Breaking free from mental limitations, unlocking your infinite potential. One of the greatest paradoxes of human existence is that we live in an infinite world. Yet we are bound by self-imposed limitations. Most people do not realize that their own mindset is the biggest obstacle preventing them from achieving exceptional growth. So how do we break free from these limits and unlock our infinite potential? 1. The limits of thinking, the invisible walls that trap us. Think about the times you wanted to try something new, but immediately, a thought popped into your head. I can't do this. I'm not good enough. I don't have the ability. These are self-imposed mental barriers, constraints that hold you back without you even realizing it. But where do these limitations come from? They are not inherent. They are formed through past experiences, societal conditioning, past failures, and most importantly, deep-seated fears. Fear of being judged, fear of failure, fear of not being good enough. However, the truth is that these limitations are not real. They exist only in your mind. And once you become aware of this, you will realize that your potential is far greater than you ever imagined. 2. How to break free from mental limitations. A. Challenge your deeply held beliefs. Many people live according to beliefs they have never truly questioned. For example, I'm bad at math, so I can't succeed in finance. I'm not talented, so I can't be creative. I failed before, so I will fail again. But are these really true? Or have you simply been programmed to believe them? To challenge these limiting beliefs, ask yourself, how many times have I actually tried to improve my math skills? Are there successful creative individuals who started without natural talent? Can I learn from my failures rather than letting them define me? When you start questioning your limitations, you will see that they are not as solid as they seemed. B. Push yourself beyond your comfort zone. Most people stay within their comfort zones, a space that feels safe but stagnant. But the truth is, you only discover your real potential when you challenge yourself. Think of a time when you accomplished something you once thought was impossible. How did it feel? If you broke through one barrier, what's stopping you from breaking through more? To challenge yourself, learn a new skill you previously thought was beyond your capability. Set goals higher than what you believe you can achieve. Put yourself in situations that make you uncomfortable but force you to grow. C. Develop an infinite mindset. People with an infinite mindset don't see the world through limitations. Instead, they always ask, what else can I explore? To develop this mindset, expand your knowledge. Read books beyond your usual interests. Learn from people who think differently. Engage with diverse perspectives to challenge your own beliefs. Cultivate curiosity. Constantly question and seek new insights, even if they contradict what you once believed. Conclusion. You are more powerful than you think. You are not limited by your circumstances, society, or fate. You are only limited by your own thinking. Once you recognize this and start breaking through the mental barriers you've built, you will realize that your capabilities are limitless. Ask yourself, what is something I once thought I couldn't do, but if I change my mindset, I might actually achieve it? And then take action to make it a reality. 7. Turning mindset into sustainable power, persistence to achieve true success. Understanding the power of mindset is a great thing, but the real challenge is transforming it into a sustainable force that fuels your persistence and leads you to success. Success doesn't just come from having the right mindset, it comes from whether you can sustain it over time. 1. Persistence. The key difference between ordinary and extraordinary people. Most people feel motivated at the beginning of a new journey. They set goals, visualize success, and feel determined. However, after a short period, when challenges arise, their confidence fades, frustration sets in, and many ultimately give up. The key difference between those who succeed and those who remain stagnant is the ability to persist despite obstacles. Those who achieve greatness are not necessarily luckier, they have developed unshakable perseverance. Knowing how to maintain a strong mindset even in the face of failure. Think about Thomas Edison. He conducted over 10,000 experiments before successfully inventing the light bulb. If he had given up after 100 failures, would the world have been illuminated the way it is today? So, the question is, how can you sustain persistence? 2. Turning mindset into daily motivation. A. Develop the habit of a strong mindset. A strong mindset doesn't change overnight. It must be cultivated like a daily habit. Here are some ways to sustain a positive mindset for the long run. Keep a mindset journal every day. Write down one positive lesson, a small success, or a new insight that contributes to your personal growth. Remind yourself of your big goal. Place inspirational quotes where you can see them daily. Keeping your purpose clear in your mind. Avoid negative influences. Reduce exposure to toxic people, negative news, and draining habits that sap your energy. B. Redefining failure as part of the journey. One of the main reasons people give up is because they have the wrong perception of failure. They see failure as an end, as proof that they are not good enough. However, successful people view failure completely differently. They see failure as a lesson, not a disappointment. They analyze mistakes, adjust their approach, and keep going. They understand that failure does not mean they are unworthy of success. It simply means they haven't yet found the right approach. Remember this. Every time you feel like giving up, someone else has been in your position, but they persisted. And that persistence made all the difference. C. Focus only on the next step, not the entire journey. Many people abandon their dreams because the road ahead feels too long and too difficult. But the truth is, you don't need to know every step to reach success. You only need to focus on the next step you can take today. Imagine climbing a massive mountain. If you only focus on the distant peak and think about how much further you have to go, you will quickly lose motivation. But if you concentrate only on the next step, one small step at a time, you will eventually reach the top. Apply this mindset to your life. Don't worry about the whole journey. Just focus on the next action you can take today. Final thoughts. The longest journey starts with a single step. Anyone can maintain a positive mindset when things are going well, but only those who can sustain that mindset in difficult times will truly master their destiny. You have made it this far, which means you are seeking a real transformation. But transformation does not come from just reading, it comes from taking action. So, don't let this message only inspire you, let it drive you to action. Ask yourself, are you truly ready to turn your mindset into a sustainable force? Are you ready to persist until the end? If your answer is yes, then start now. There is no better moment than this one. Stand up, take action, and step by step, you will change your life. 8. Shaping your destiny, becoming the greatest version of yourself. You have embarked on a long journey to understand the power of mindset, how it is formed, controlled, and used to transform your life. But all this knowledge is meaningless if you do not apply it in reality. Thinking the right way is not enough. Acting the right way is not enough. The most important thing is to make your mindset an intrinsic part of who you are. 1. Live with a strong mindset. Make it a lifestyle, not a temporary effort. A common mistake people make is only maintaining a strong mindset during moments of motivation or when things are going well. But when faced with difficulties, they easily revert to old thought patterns, allowing fear and doubt to take control. If you truly want to master your life, you must live with a strong mindset as an inseparable part of your being. It should not be something you use only when necessary, it should become as natural as breathing, as essential as your heartbeat. Instead of relying on motivation, cultivate discipline. Motivation fades, but discipline keeps you going. Instead of waiting for circumstances to change how you react to them. Life will never be perfect, but your mindset can help you navigate any situation. Instead of thinking, I will succeed someday, start living as a successful person today. You don't need to wait, act now. 2. Become an independent thinker. Do not let society program you. We live in a world flooded with information, yet most people do not think for themselves. They allow society, media, and public opinion to dictate their perceptions. If you don't control your thoughts, someone else will control them for you. Ask yourself, are the beliefs you hold about life, success, and happiness truly yours? Or are they just ideas you absorbed from society? Do you dare to go against the crowd and pursue what you genuinely believe in? Are you willing to let go of old prejudices in order to grow and expand your thinking? People with a strong mindset are not easily manipulated. They research, think critically, make their own decisions, and live according to their own values. 3. Inspire others and elevate yourself through the right mindset. The world does not just need successful people, it needs people of value. Individuals who inspire and create change. When you develop a strong mindset, you not only transform your own life but also motivate those around you. Be the kind of person others look up to and want to learn from. Use your mindset to uplift others, helping them see their true potential. Live as the person you have always admired, because you can become anyone if you are persistent enough. Conclusion. You hold the pen to write your own destiny. You are not a passive observer of your life. You are the creator of your reality. Your mindset shapes your destiny, so take control of it. Who will you choose to become? How will you shape your future? The answer is in your hands. Final words. The journey has only just begun. You have reached the end of this message. But this is not the conclusion. It is the beginning of a new journey. Pause for a moment and reflect. If you truly apply what you've learned, how much could you change your life? Now, the only thing left to do is take action. No one is stopping you, except yourself. Place your hand on your heart. Take a deep breath, and say to yourself, I am the master of my thoughts. I do not let circumstances control me. I am persistent, strong, and ready to take action. I will change my life starting today. There is no need to wait until tomorrow. Start now, because you are what you think.